And good morning, good morning, good morning. Welcome to Friday, March 14th edition of Makers and Movers Podcast. How are you doing this morning, folks? We're in for a hell of a day. Let's just throw that out there. We're going to get to like 75 or something today. It is going to be amazing. And then tonight, crazy storms coming through, 70 plus mile an hour winds. We're right on the cusp of significant or hiding the hole type weather. So that's interesting. So we got a busy day here. And we're going to start the day with today's topic. We talked about the truth about pricing. Are you charging enough or are you charging too much? So that's what we're going to talk about today. Now, if this is your first time here or a long time here, and you know some things from you, and know who you are, and you know where you're from, and you know what's in your cup, and I need to know what the weather is like. And then most importantly, though, is we're setting goals for the day. This is what we're going to do. This is how we're doing it. 5 things. What are 5 things that you are going to accomplish today? So we've got to cut some HTV. We've got to press some shirts. We've got DTF stuff to do. We've got a makers event on Tuesday night, so we need to prep for that. I need to get some new collateral because it's a different type of one that we're doing. And then work on the business. I've been spending, at least an hour every day working on the business, on things. This weekend, we got some stuff going on. They check your emails, check your messages, check that. JP Plus is running some good sales for it. There might be some Fat Dad sales on it. So those are only if you see them. So, be out there, be active, look at your stuff for you. But check in, and that's what we got. So let's see, who do we got here? And Renee, good morning. 50 on the way to 70 in Chicagoland. Yeah, don't worry, chances snow on Sunday. I know, right? So tomorrow is our bi-state parade. St. Patrick's Day on Monday. We have one of the largest parades in the Midwest because it travels through 2 states. Starts downtown one, goes across the river, goes downtown the other one. So it's a pretty legit parade. And we've had years where it was like 80s and just hot in there, and then years that it snowed. Most of the time, it's crappy weather. So as this week's went, it's been amazing. And today is great. And then tomorrow, we're going to have a high of like 50 and crap. Yeah, it's March. So welcome to the Midwest, right? Water bottle, coffee. We'll wait until I go get milk. Ooh, maybe I'll just sub some Baileys. I'd sub some Baileys. I get coffee, get some creamer. That's why this tastes off. I'm like, well, it doesn't taste right. That's because I don't have any sugar in it. So I need to go get sugar in it. And I'm like, something just doesn't taste right with it. I use the Pano sugar, right? Yeah. So, Georgia Peach, good morning to you. Cloudy there in Maryland. Rena, good morning. It's 41, dark and stormy in SoCal. Those things don't go together. Dark and stormy? Usually it's sunshine and beautiness. Tim, good morning. 40 out on the way to 72. Might get the bike out later. Going to drink a Mountain Dew. Got a Mountain Dew. Hey, do it. Just do it, right? Just do it. Barb, good morning. North Central Minnesota, 43. Partly cloudy. Water in the cup. 5 things. Update inventory. Organize rhinestone templates. I have, in my cut HTV, I have rhinestone templates to cut today too. So I might do a little video on that. DTF, grandkids this afternoon. Scheduling. Another fun day for it. Hi, Renee, Tim, and Barb from Rena. Hi, Renee, Georgia Peach, Rena, and Tim from Barb. And Renee's morning, Rena, Barb, Tim, Georgia Peach. Dark and stormy is a yummy cocktail. I don't even know what that is, Renee. What's in a dark and stormy? So, as people come in, I try and put these together 5 tips, so that way we can roll through it. Talk about it, give some examples, and then what you can do. So. What we'll do is we'll finish checking in here because it looks like we had a couple more. Jerry stopped in. Jerry, hello. Janessa stopped in. Hey to you as well. Someone say cocktail. It is Friday. Just put some Baileys in here and call it good. I'm trying to get everything done by noon today, so this afternoon I can really work on business and enjoy it before the weather takes a turn for the worse. There's nothing better than golf cart out, rolling around the neighborhood, having some fun, picking the kids up from school in it. So we'll get that in early and then figure out the storm because it's Stormageddon tonight for it. I'm just not sure what's going on. Morning, Jerry and Jane S. Sun's still not up. Is the moon still out? because there was the moon eclipse last night or whatever it was. For whatever reason, Corey sent me pictures of it. She got up with the dog to take pictures, whatever. Cinnamon tea in the cup, sunny 51 on the way to 74. Gorgeous, gorgeous. And then you guys look at that storm trap coming. Okay, so we're talking pricing here. The big question, that I've asked myself plenty of times is, am I charging too much or not enough? Because this is something that at times it can keep a lot of us up all night. That's pricing, right? I'm sure that you're like me if you've wondered, if you're charging too much or are you charging too little. You are not alone. Let's just start right there, because pricing is one of the biggest struggles for apparel decorators, for sublimation printers, for laser engravers, for makers in general. Pricing is one of the biggest struggles, because one moment you're worried about scaring away customers with high prices, and the next you're looking at your bank account wondering, why am I working so hard for so little? Well, this isn't making sense. So we're gonna talk about pricing today. We're gonna see, kind of go over some ways to see if you're too high or maybe too low, or like that perfect porridge, just right. So what I'm gonna do is my best is to show you how to set prices that make you money and keep your customers coming back, because that's the goal, right? We want repeatable customers for it. And so we've got 5 tips to help you with that, avoid those common pricing mistakes, and to make sure that you're really not leaving money on the table. But before we get into that, we will finish what we had one here. Jerry's got the what you got? Yummy cinnamon tea, ginger beer and dark rum. Ginger beer and dark rum. That is different. That is different for sure. Versus it's supposed to get up to 61 today, then temps drop 3 inches of snow for tomorrow. Yep, that's we're gonna get all the rain. It is just not good at all. Yummers. I don't know about that. That must be why I have not slept since Wednesday. Pricing's tough. It is, because as we get into it, the number one tip, know your numbers. Please, for everything maker friendly, know your numbers. Just not guess at it, right? A lot of people will set their prices just based on their gut feelings or by looking at what others are charging. The problem with that is that's the fastest way to go broke. Legit, because pricing needs to be based on real costs. It needs to be based on your labor. You're not free, your labor. And then there's this other one. It's called profit. Profit is not a dirty word. You need to make sure that you're basing your prices off the real cost of the materials, how long it's taking you to do it, and then what you want to make off of it, not just what feels right to it. Because there's a couple examples of this, and I have fallen in this too. So, if you've fallen into this, let me know. Have you ever finished a big order, you're excited about the sale that you made, and then at the end of everything, you realize that you barely made any profit off of it? Like, what happens? Well, what happened is you gave your prices without knowing what your material costs were, what your true labor was, what your true overhead was, and what your profit was. You just went by your gut and put it out there, and your gut got you wrong. You're like, do this great one. You're like, oh, there's nothing there. Or have you been that person where, guy, you seen online, that they were selling this laser tumbler for $15, and you think, I've got to match that price. Stop. Just stop. You don't know their costs. Maybe they're cutting corners. Maybe they're using cheaper materials. Maybe they are bringing it in by the container full. Maybe they're just doing it for fun. Maybe they have no clue what they're doing. At the end of the day, you are running a business, not a hobby. So what do you need to do to fix this? Well, you need to figure out a basic pricing formula for you to make sure that you're actually making profit. Now, some people will do a 3 times cost or 5 times cost, and I'm not going to tell you what way to do it with those because I don't believe in those. We've got a worksheet in our mentorship community that walks you through all that. Here's what I want to make. Here's everything you want to do, and it's just not some simple formula that I can read out to you. But if you're in our mentorship community, make sure to go check out that pricing guide to help you set up. And if you are in our mentorship community and you have used that, let them know in the comments. Like, you sign up for the 1 month, it'll take care of it. You'll be fine for it. But write down on your most popular products, go through it, make sure your pricing good. Write down what that product costs you. Write down how long it takes you to make it, everything step that goes into it, and then what your desired profit margin is off of it. If you're not making money, adjust. Now, before we jump into 2, I seen a little more pop up here. See right there. Jerry says it. Number 1, know your numbers based on times. Great spreadsheet. Got it. Love it. It's in the mentorship community. Link is down in the description, which make sure to go hit that like and subscribe button while you're looking for stuff. Jerry watched 4 episodes of Shark Tank in my non-sleep night. Pricing was a huge discussion. It is a huge thing. Jeff says, sure didn't get locked into what I was doing and 45 minutes passed by. Jeff, we have all been there, and that's why I have alarms set for things. Hi, Jeff from Barb and Jerry and Renee. Right there with you, Jeff. Okay. Here's another one that I know I have been a victim of, and I'm sure there's some of you. And, at any time, remember, I'm not calling anybody out because I'm calling myself out. But a lot of times, what have we been doing? We are comparing our pricing to what hobbyists and big box stores are doing. Newsflash, not all businesses are created equal. So why are we comparing what we do to somebody who's doing it just for fun, to somebody who's just doing it for fun and maybe selling a little here and there on Etsy? Or why are we comparing ourselves to a big box retailer? Like, I don't get it, but we do. Examples that I know I've fallen into is you see someone selling a custom shirt for $10 on Facebook, and you start panicking and you think, how can I compete with that? Guess what? You don't have to compete with that. You're not competing with that. They might not be paying any of the stuff that you are for, software or equipment or taxes or anything else. They're just, let's see what it is with it. The difference is you are building a real business. You are in it. You are in it to be here for the long haul and make money. Profit is not a dirty word. You should be making profit on it. And then have you ever had, a customer says, well, I can get a hoodie at Walmart for $15. This is great. Go get it, buddy. Walmart has mass produced thousands upon thousands of hoodies. Guess what I'm doing? I'm offering you a custom made to order hoodie, high quality work, not by a sweatshop overseas. It's not the same thing. So we're not going to compare it to. We're not going to. So instead of matching those lowball pricings, focus on educating your customers about the value you provide. We talked about this before, the value that you provide. Next time somebody questions your price, you just, I use, professional grade materials, high quality printing equipment, and I do everything I can to make sure that you have long lasting results. And that's why my products last much longer than the mass produced ones. That's it. You don't have to do a whole lot. Just get in there and say it. Jeff said, "This Heidi do?" And Jerry said, "It sure feels like I charge too much when I lose a quote, but I know. Hey, we've lost quotes and it's on pricing. And some of these, they have to take the lowest bid out there. We were beat by, there was a job that we were at $7 a shirt and we lost it to somebody doing it for $4. I am not competing with that. But that's the thing is they have to take the lowest one out there. So, just wasn't our job to have. And, we're still thankful for them. We still, hey, thanks for the opportunity to bid this. If you need anything else, throughout the season, we're happy to provide you with another bid. You keep those open lines of communications because a lot of times when you look at organizations, what are they doing? Is they're trying to save money any place they can because it costs. And so they are going to, take the lowest bid. That's just not a job that you need. It just doesn't matter. And Renee says, that's why I don't mark up my blanks too much. That way, when a customer wants to supply a blank, it shows that they're paying for my work and not the product. Absolutely. And that's where a lot of times when we look at, places that we're buying blanks from, it gives us the MSRP of what the, what that it would sell for as a blank item. So that way you can be like, hey, here's what it is. Doesn't matter if the shirt is this. Here's what the process that's off of it. You want to bring something in, it's that same thing. But even on that, you still have, I'm sure you still have the minimum, like, hey, here's the minimum cost for it. You're not firing up the laser for anything less than X for it. Jerry says, that's nuts to not think about the lowest job like a corporate thing. Absolutely. Especially with a lot of schools, a lot of public things, city things like that, because they are, they're required to get 3 bids and they take the lowest. Doesn't matter how many times they work with the company for. It doesn't even matter if it's a penny off. They have to take the lowest bid. And that's what happens. We've lost, I don't know how many jobs over the years that way, because they had to take the lowest job, the lowest one out there. They're a government facility. They're trying to save as much money as possible. They're slow pay on it anyway. So sometimes it's just not worth it. And you just smile and nod and move on. And that's all you can do. It's really, really all you can do with it. Let's see. All right. The next one. This one's a tough one. This one is a tough one because, if you're always busy, you're probably too cheap, right? If your schedule is always packed and you are still struggling to pull a paycheck out of your business, your prices are too low. We've experienced that where we've had too many orders and not enough money struggles, right? You're drowning in orders. You're working late nights. You're shipping things out like crazy. But when you look at the bank account, it does not reflect that hard work at all. And why is that? It's because you're pricing too low and you're overworking yourself. You're not getting paid what you're worth. You're not getting your value. The customers are getting a great deal on things. You're the one that's losing out for it. The other thing is, if you have customers that regularly say, wow, that's a hell of a deal, you're probably underpricing yourself. Customers should feel like they're getting a good deal, a good value for what it is, but not like they just robbed you. So we need to make sure that we're not, that's not happening to us. And I know we've said it. There are some things that are market priced at. You really can't do more than that because then you price yourself out of the market. But when you look at a lot of things, are you comparing yourself to somebody that's selling online, overseas? Are you selling, locally here with that? Where do you need to be with it? And, look at your prices. Maybe on the next few orders, raise your prices 10, 20% and track what happens. If people are still buying without hesitations, congratulations, you were undercharging. But if not, hey, maybe we just need to tweak that pricing a little. Don't go back to undervaluing yourself. Use what's going on in the world to your benefit. And I know some people say, well, that's a bad way to do business, but everything is going up. The cost of everything is going up. It's costing more to get our products to us. There's tariffs that are coming in, that those are going to reflect upon us. There's a lot of things happening that pricing will fluctuate on. And so you can lean into that. Hey, the pricing went up, so we need to do this. Hey, we haven't had a price increase in 5 years. So we haven't had a price increase in 5 years. We need to raise the price on this. Things just happen, and we had that one thing where, like, we haven't raised prices for you in 5 years, but you still go out and look at getting bids for it. So we're going to win some, we're going to lose some for it. Thanks, Jerry. What'd you say right there? We should keep you around. I would appreciate if you kept me around. You know what else I'd appreciate? If you go hit that like and subscribe button and share. That's what I'm really looking for. All right. Number 4. I think, that high, some people are afraid of higher pricing, but I don't think higher pricing is there. I don't think higher pricing scares customers. I think they attract the right ones. So I know raising prices can feel scary. And you think, what if I lose a customer? But the reality is higher prices don't push people away. They bring in the right customers. And it's almost like that, that luxury versus cheap test. When you look at things, why do people pay $50 for a Yeti when they can buy the knockoff one at Walmart for $10? Perceived value, right? Customers associate higher prices with better quality, exclusivity, and professionalism. So that perceived value, they're both going to hold my drink. They're both going to hold it. What can I do? And why is there? It's that perceived value for it. Um, and the cheap customers will always want cheap. That's just the reality of it. So lowering your prices won't make cheap customers appreciate your work anymore. If somebody only wants the cheapest option, they're just going to jump to another seller the moment they find a better deal. So why did that even matter? So focus on the customers who care about the quality, the value of it. So maybe look and find one of your products that you've been hesitant to raise your prices on. Increase it 10% this month. We've got half a month left, the month left. See what happens. That's the only thing you do is we've got to track these things and do it. And now, as we come here wrapping this up, pricing is more than a number. It's about confidence. The way you feel about your prices, really impacts how customers react. If you're hesitant or you sound unsure, guess what? They will too. So when you look at things, I'm not going to deny this. I've had that awkward seller, awkward buyer, confident seller, all of that. So, let's look at it. Because we talked about this in the value the other day. Two people did the exact same sign, right? One says 45, but I can do it for 40 if you want. The other says this handcrafted sign is $45. It's made from solid wood and engraved for long-lasting quality. Who'd you buy from? It's 45, but I can do it for 40 if you want. This sign, this handmade sign, is $45. It's made from solid wood. It's engraved for long-lasting quality. See? Confident. Be confident in what you're doing. We've had that. We've talked about, like the Yeti brand versus the store brand. Have you ever walked into, a high-end store and heard them apologize for their pricing? $400 for a pair of jeans. Hell no, they just own their value. Yep, $400. Why can't we do that same thing? Value your product, know your line, and this is what we're going to do. And how do you do that? Practicing your pricing out loud, confidently. The next time someone asks for a discount, pause, smile, and stick to your price. That's all we got to do. Pause, smile, stick to your price. It's 45. Can you do 40? It's 45. That's what we got to do, right? So to wrap this all up, I'd love to hear your thoughts on things. But the biggest thing I can tell you is charge what you're worth. Say it with me. I am going to charge what I'm worth. I am going to charge what I'm worth. I am going to charge what I'm worth. Like, think about this. Your time, your skill, your creativity, they are all super valuable. And if you're pricing too low, you're going to get burnout on it, right? If you're priced too high, you might scare people off. So that key point is to find that sweet spot right here where you're profitable, you're competitive, and you're confident in your pricing. So what are we going to do? We're going to know our numbers. So there's no more guessing. Stop guessing. Know your numbers. We're going to stop comparing ourselves to others. We offer so much more. If you're always busy, you need to be raising your prices. Too much demand equals too cheap. Higher pricing attracts the right customers. People value what they pay for. And then confidence sells. Own your pricing. I want you to pick one of these 5, and apply it ASAP. And that's whether you are raising prices or calculating costs or practicing your pricing confidence. I need you to take action today. So that's what we got. That's what we did. Let me know what your thoughts are on everything. We'll wrap this up. We have our mentorship call starting in about a half an hour. If you want to be a part of that, the link is down in the description to go over to Patreon and sign up for that. We'll get you a link over and you can join us. We do that 3 times a week as well. Just like we do this Monday, Wednesday, Friday, 8:30 a.m. Central Standard Time. Monday, St. Patrick's Day. So I better find some green to make sure that I'm wearing for that. All right, let's check in and see what we have here. Yeah, thanks, Jerry. Hit the like button. Like button there. Just for you, Jerry. Thanks, Rena. You're the bestest. She is the bestest. Jeff says, I will yell at my kids today and tell them I'm just practicing my pricing. Do it, Jeff. You're going to yell at them anyway. So why not? I mean, I will charge what Todd is worth. Jerry, I will charge what I'm worth too, $500 a month. That's what the program. We've got a couple people in the program, and they're like, I'm really loving how this is working out for me to be held accountable. And so the ones that signed up for the Spirit Wear, they're like, hey, what do you think about this? And we're going to morph that into it. And I really like that part of it. And so we're going to charge the value that's worth as much time and effort that we put into it. Yep. And then we're going to start pushing on that side of it. So charge what you're worth with it. Monday, I'm not sure. I've got a couple in the chamber of what I would to do as far as topics that we have. So when we go through stuff, we're like, okay, what are we going to have? What are we going to do? Because we had, I kind of came up with a list of ones where I'm like, okay, is this one going to work? Is that one going to work? Is that too much to understand? Is it not enough to understand? So things we had on there, we stopped undervaluing our work this week. We're confident selling, our price on our products. I think we might go over some objectives. I'm not sure. We'll see what thoughts are on that. You tell me what you guys want to talk about, and we'll go from there, because I do have, a few more. Like I said, we could do, we did this one. Somebody reached out to me, and this is how this came about, is we kind of went through their stuff on things. They had, the fear of selling, and how do I get confident in that? And then, some of the other things that they talked about was, how do I sell on, Facebook Marketplace versus Etsy versus online in general versus a physical location versus wholesale or retail. They said there's just too much for me, so we started going over that. It is something that is definitely there's a list of things, and I'll get that out today, because I like being able to set these up in advance now, get the event set up, then everybody can share. I can invite, we can have loads of people, and that's what I love to do. So give me your thoughts on all of that for it. You're very welcome, Jerry. And Tim says, I get the price discount tint business, but I stick to my worth there for sure. Absolutely, Tim. We were just talking about this. On the tint side of things, you were very structured on it. When you get over on the apparel side, you're like, why do we do that? I don't know why we do that. What about losing a store to an out-of-town business? The best things to do, if you can happen, yeah. So what I'm going to do is, because I have a couple days to work on that over the weekend. I can do, I'll come up with something for that. Well, that'll be a topic next week for sure, Tim, on matching us, comparing us to a national retail. I'm trying to figure out the best way to word all that. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to head over to my friend ChatGPT and ask them for some help on this to put it together, because I'm trying to think the best words for it. But yeah, we can definitely do that for it. All right. With that, everybody has an amazing day. If you're in the path of storms today or tomorrow, this weekend, be safe. I'm going to see everybody here on Monday. Monday is St. Patrick's Day, so make sure you're wearing green, because I will virtually pinch you if you are not wearing green. And just let you know that now, and we will go on from there. So until next time, peace, love, press on. We'll see you then.